And I can't emphasize this enough. You know, it doesn't matter what the fuck you look like. If I had students now like I used to have, that's one of the things I would tell them too. It doesn't fucking matter. You're not here to model. You're not a prefabricated fucking bunch of fucking mannequins. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't. You're gonna be sweating. You're gonna be like I said, you're gonna be super fucking ugly. And it doesn't fucking matter. It does not matter. You do one gig, it's forgotten the next night. 30 years later, it's fucking more than forgotten. Nobody cares. As long as a good time was had by all, it's like fucking. I can't stress this enough. It's like shut up over there, shut the fuck up over there. It's like me. It's like Eddie Murphy when he called in Delirious after Bill Cosby. Not that you know Bill Cosby called and fucking excoriated Eddie Murphy for his show because Bill's kid went to go see Eddie. And Eddie calls up Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor says to him, that's like me calling Dominic. Dominic being Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor says to Eddie, well, do people laugh when you tell a joke? Do you get paid? Well, then tell Bill to shut the fuck up. Have a Coke and shut the fuck up. That's like Dominic would say to me, or Matt, even Matt would say that, you know? Well, do people dance when you play? Yes. Well, do you get paid? Yes. Well, then what the fuck you need to worry about? Doesn't matter what you look like. You know, it's not gonna be cosmetic and pretty all the time. I would especially express that to children before they get whether they play in orchestras or whatever, or they play in rock and roll bands. Just do your best. You know, some people don't have your best interest, but who gives a fuck? The crowd will let you know how you look. The reactions afterward will tell you. You know, when I played gigs, people were happy. I made children dance. I made adults clap along. I made them stand up in the fucking aisles. You know, they came up afterward. They got right up after we get on stage. We go change and take a shower or whatever. Then we come back out and meet everybody. And you know, you're talking to people. My mother cleans these people's houses. You know, they're professors and they're bureaucrats. They're politicians. They paid a lot to see my show. And I already feel guilty enough as it is. But they look at me, they shake my hand, they tell me that it was great, they had a good night, they had a good time. And I look down and smile, my face turns a little red, and it's like, well, thank you for coming. I'm glad I could do that for you. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I had fun too. You know, if you, if you did, you know, I had no experience with talking to children, but how can you not? They're smiling. They want your autograph and shit, and they'll forget you in a week, but that's all that matters. You just play from your fucking heart. Doesn't fucking matter what you look like. Especially express that to children. Doesn't fucking matter. Just look your best. Give yourself a once over before you go on stage, and do the best you can do. You're not going to be so fucking ugly that people are going to be repulsed and want their money, but they can always leave. You ain't some Quasimodo fucking freak. You never know. And that shit starts in childhood. The way they think about themselves. You tell them they're beautiful. You come out and let me look at you. Whether your parents or the manager, let me look at you all. Get over here. There you go. You look beautiful. You look just like you should. Get over here, guy. Let me take a look at you. You got your boots. You got your got your cufflinks. You got your tie. Okay, good. You look good. You look good. You do the best you can do. It's not important what you look like. That's not important. We're not shooting a video here. We're trying to blow the roof off a fucking little pub in Beavertown, fucking Oregon, or whether we're playing an opera house somewhere in Albany or somewhere in Jersey. Doesn't matter. Go out there and do the best you can fucking do. Hey, look at the guy you're replacing. You look better than him. You certainly play better. You put all this practice into it. You look beautiful. You know? That's why I don't do that shit. That's why I don't fuck with it, because people are fucking ingrates. They want to come back after the fact and analyze what you were and what you did. And you're like, that's not the reaction I got, you know? I expected none of it. I didn't expect crowd interaction either. And talking to people and shit, you know. And I acted accordingly. You know, I didn't smoke around them. I'd sneak out the back and go down an alleyway in between sets. You know, I didn't drink. I took pills and shit, but you had to, because you're playing 4 45-minute sets. You know, you want to get through that. But the pills help. They help keep you awake. They keep you lively. And but that's it. You know, you realize there's children around you. There's people around you. Brush your fucking teeth. You fucking make sure your clothes are clean. You realize that you're not as good as the people that are coming to see you, and it already makes you feel bad. Even the richest one amongst us still doesn't live like, we're still all street ruffians and hooligans compared to these people. But let's not let them know that, you know. And if they do detect it, they'll feel like they were cultured. As long as they get up, sing along, clap their fucking hands. If you're playing to 1,000, 2,000 people, you know, or even 10 people, that's all you need to know. We played shows for the mentally retarded and shit too at times. It's like, it's not, you know, I didn't think anything of it. I thought, this is unique. This is interesting. And then we played for the ultra rich, which I didn't like so much because, like I said, it just makes you feel like a piece of shit. But as long as they're smiling and they want to meet you and they've got a big smile on, you gave them something, you know? Plus, they get a kick out of it. It's not important what you look like. You know, leave that up to the manager to tell you. Leave that up to your parents. That's up to you. Especially when you're doing rock and roll music, it's gonna get ugly. You're gonna be sweating like Babe Ruth, like I always say. And it's your job to rock the fucking house, not pose and model. You know? Especially with kids. And it's important to play with other people too and learn their methods and their arithmetic. If you find it, you know, it's something you can do. When you go join another band that's non-related, it's a culture shock. You got to go to their schedule. You got to play and, like I always say, deploy a set, deploy a sonic excursion, like they do it, and you get to learn. And then you get to travel around and be like, I must look okay. I'm in 3 bands right now. You know, everybody's happy. The only shit talk comes from later on. You know, $27 ticket went fucking 30 fucking years. I'm not here to be beautiful. I'm not a Chippendale model. I'm the real fucking thing. That's all. Doesn't matter what you look like. Play the shit out of that. I mean, when you're absolutely posing, it just looks fake, doesn't it? But if you're rocking to the best of your abilities, and you're moving and you're swaying with the music, nobody's gonna stop and look at you. They're drinking beer, they're talking to their friend. A couple people will stop and stare for a couple minutes, then go away. You know, and you get even at the most expensive gigs, you'll get the obstinate, jealous guy that's got his arms folded. He won't stand up and clap along like everyone else. He doesn't want to be there. You should just ignore the fuck. You know, it's not your job to convert. It is, but you know, you're not going to get a 100% crowd conversion. If you win the crowd in the first 15 minutes, you can just rest. Sometimes the crowd is right up in your face where they can probably smell your breath. Other times they're 50 feet fucking back, you know? And all the gigs go the same way if you're any good. You know, you look out at the crowd and there's some ugly motherfuckers there, whether they're wearing tuxedos or not. And you don't think that about them. But if you stopped and thought about it and you look at a tape later and you're looking at the crowd, you're like, these people are no better than I am. It don't matter. What matters is setting yourself free. Then you can set others free through your music or whatever. But that's like trying to. I've learned that's not a good thing. You know, I've learned to go after in the forest. You know, have managed have artisan repertoire people and managers come after you and go hunt in the jungle and take out any young cheetah motherfucker and clip his wings before he can truly fly. That's what I've learned. So fuck it. I like to stay home and make records. Every time you change your fucking name, they find out who the fuck you are, and they want to crucify you for. Well, you're playing bass and guitar on this record, or you're playing drums on it. It's like you ain't even supposed to know who the fuck I am. I mean, I built up a name for myself. By the time I was 21, I had to start changing my fucking name. Some bands I played with were banned from certain places, and I couldn't play there, and there was politics. You have to change your fucking name. That's unfortunately that's what music has become. It's become a competitive sport that's not about music. And other motherfuckers coming to your racetrack, you know, with their mock-up of we're driving real stock cars here. We're racing real cars here. This isn't some tricked out replica. This is the real fucking thing. This is built for speed, and it's gonna bust fucking loose. What do you got to do? You got to confiscate cameras and phones now? It's not even worth it. Fuck playing live. That's my opinion. They're gonna come back to these kids 10 years from now and be like, "Your haircut looks like this. You look like that." And you're like, "What? What the fuck?" It's sad, but it's true. Do what you want with your life. But me, I like to make records and put it down. Get back to making fucking records and giving back hate. That's all that's left is a lot of hate just to launch, put the hate back out there or whatever. You know, it's not a product. You're not supposed to eat it like that. It's supposed to be background music for your night. That's all it is. It's not look at me, look at me. I want put a big spotlight on me. I need your attention, please. No, do your own thing, and I hope you enjoy it. We're contracted for 45 minutes here, or two sets of four, whatever. We're gonna be here all night. We ain't going anywhere, and it's our job to basically keep you in this house. You know, once it starts thinning out, we might cut the set early, and we'll come back when it fills up. And it's our job to keep you in this spot all night till you're dead drunk. And that's what we did till 3 in the morning, from 11 to 3. I remember smiling faces. I remember, I remember a lot of smiling faces, a lot of drunken smiling faces, rich faces. At least 80% of them happy as fuck to be there.